The most terrifying curses in world history. 1. The curse of Superman has caused numerous disasters for those involved in the Superman story over the past 100 years. George Reeves and Christopher Reeve, the famous actors in the first Superman film series, are among the victims of this curse. George Reeves committed suicide, while Christopher Reeve became paralyzed after a horse riding accident. Other victims include Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, the creators of Superman, who were unfairly compensated for their copyright. There are rumors that the curse also affected John F. Kennedy before his passing. Kirk Allen, Bud Collyer, Lee Quigley, and Marlon Brando all experienced unfortunate incidents after participating in the Superman project. Margot Kidder and Richard Pryor also faced difficulties in their personal lives. Dana Reeve, Christopher Reeve's wife, passed away from lung cancer. This curse has led many actors to refuse the role of Superman in recent adaptations. 2. The Björketorp stone. This is one of the stones found in the province of Blekinge, Sweden, dating back to the 6th century AD. They reach a height of 4.2 meters. Some stones are arranged in a circle, while others stand alone. On the Björketorp stone, an inscription is carved. The owner of these concealed stones, hide their power here. He shall be filled with vile sins, and silently endure death. If he who destroys this tombstone, I foresee destruction. A local folklore story related to this curse has been passed down and proven to be true. Long ago, there was a man who wanted to relocate the stone to have more land for cultivation. He piled firewood around it to heat it up, and then poured water on it to make it crack. However, the air was unusually still at that moment. Just as he lit the fire, a sudden gust of wind appeared, redirecting the flames and causing the man's hair to catch fire. He rolled on the ground to extinguish the flames, but they spread to his clothes, and the unfortunate man died in excruciating pain. 3. The Curse of the Bambino. The Curse of the Bambino refers to the string of misfortunes that the Boston Red Sox baseball team endured after trading player Babe Ruth to the New York Yankees in 1920. Up until that point, the New York Yankees had never won a World Series title, and they hoped that Ruth would change the fortunes of the team, which he did. After the trade, the Boston Red Sox failed to win another World Series title until 2004. During the course of breaking the curse, a total lunar eclipse phenomenon occurred for the first time in World Series history. The victory in 2004 was even more dramatic, as it involved a showdown between the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. 4. The Curse of Tippecanoe. This is a curse that explains the deaths of many U.S. presidents over a span of 120 years, from 1840 to 1960. Tippecanoe refers to the name of a battle between the U.S. Army led by General William Henry Harrison and Native American tribes led by Tecumseh. Tecumseh's forces were defeated in that battle. It is believed that as an act of revenge, Tecumseh's brother, Tenskwatawa, placed a curse on Harrison and future U.S. presidents, stating that every 20 years, whichever president takes office will die during their term. The first person to fall victim to this curse was William Henry Harrison himself. In 1840, he assumed the presidency, and shortly after, he fell ill with a cold and passed away in 1841. 20 years later, Abraham Lincoln was elected president, and he was assassinated during his second term in 1865. The same fate befell James Garfield in 1881 and William McKinley in 1901, as both were assassinated. Additionally, former President Warren Harding died in 1923 from a heart attack, and Franklin Roosevelt in 1945 from a cerebral hemorrhage and stroke. The Curse of Tippecanoe ended its reign with President Ronald Reagan in 1980. Although he survived an assassination attempt in 1981, he was the last president believed to have been affected by the curse. 5. The Curse of the Billy Goat. The curse imposed upon the Chicago Cubs baseball team emerged in 1945. Billy Sionis, a Greek immigrant, had purchased two $7.2 tickets to attend Game 4 of the World Series between the Chicago Cubs and the Detroit Tigers. and he decided to bring along his beloved pet goat, Murphy. Cianis draped Murphy with a fabric banner that read, "We got a goat of our own" on it. Cianis and Murphy were initially allowed into Wrigley Field, the stadium where the Cubs played, and they even paraded around the field before the game. However, an official intervened and escorted them out of the stadium. Following a heated argument, Cianis and the goat were allowed back to their seats, but before the game concluded, they were once again ejected from the stadium on the orders of Cubs owner Philip Knight Wrigley, because the goat was emitting an unpleasant odor. Enraged by the mistreatment of his goat by the Cubs staff, its owner unleashed a curse, declaring that the Cubs would never win a championship or play in a World Series game at Wrigley Field ever again. As a result, the Cubs suffered a devastating defeat in Game 4, while Cianis gleefully wrote on Wrigley Field in Greek, "Now, who smells?" 6. The Curse of James Dean's Porsche. On September 30, 1955, at 5:45 p.m., film star James Dean met his untimely death in a car accident when his brand-new Porsche Spyder, nicknamed the Cursed One, collided head-on with another vehicle. Rolf Wutherick, Dean's mechanic friend who was riding in the passenger seat, was thrown out of the car but luckily survived, while Dean was trapped inside and suffered a broken neck. Donald Turnipseed, the driver of the oncoming car, only sustained minor injuries. Following the tragedy, a car enthusiast named George Barris purchased the wrecked Porsche for $2,500. However, upon its arrival at Barris' garage, the Porsche slipped off a tow truck, crushing a mechanic and severing both of his legs. While Barris had an uneasy feeling about the car when he first laid eyes on it, his suspicions were confirmed at the Pomona Fairgrounds race on October 24, 1956. Two doctors, Troy McHenry and William Escrid, both racing cars with parts salvaged from the Cursed One, experienced misfortune. McHenry died when his car spun out of control and collided with a tree, while Escrid's car flipped upside down. Although Escrid survived despite serious injuries, he mentioned that the car suddenly slowed down when he entered a curve. Afterward, Escrid's car continued to be involved in accidents until it mysteriously disappeared in 1960. 7. The 27 Club. This is a curse whose origins are unknown, but it haunts the music industry and all its artists worldwide. According to the legends surrounding this curse, the world's most famous musicians, considered to be geniuses in their field, all pass away at the age of 27. The opening act for the 27 Club was Robert Johnson, hailed by Eric Clapton as the greatest blues musician. It is rumored that he made a deal with the devil, and when he died at the age of 27 in 1938, it was time to pay the debt. Strangely enough, a series of artists following Johnson also passed away at the age of 27. Brian Jones, co-founder of the famous band the Rolling Stones, died in 1969. A year later, it was Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin's turn. Jim Morrison, the most influential figure in the history of rock music, followed in 1971. In the modern era, two famous artists joined the ranks of the 27 Club, Kurt Cobain in 1994 and Amy Winehouse in 2011. All of them died at that age, with tumultuous personal lives and struggles with depression and addiction. Many believe that this curse may be a rumor speculated by the media. However, it has had a significant impact on the artist community as a whole, and people are waiting to see who will be the next artist to join the 27 Club. 8. The Curse of the Hope Diamond. Originating in 1642, the Hope Diamond is a renowned diamond known for its color, size, transparency, beauty, and unique history. The Hope Diamond has an egg-shaped cut, multiple facets that reflect light, and a deep blue color. It measures 25.6 times 21.78 x 12 millimeters and weighs 45.52 carats. The Hope Diamond was used as the centerpiece of a necklace, surrounded by 16 smaller white diamonds. The color of the Hope Diamond is a combination of sky blue, created by the presence of the element boron, which is found in all blue and gray diamonds. According to a story about the origin of the Hope Diamond, a man named Tavernier embarked on a journey to India and stole the large blue diamond from the forehead of a statue of the Hindu goddess Sita. As a consequence of this wrongdoing, Tavernier was attacked and mauled by wild dogs during a trip to Russia after stealing the diamond. King Louis XVI was among the most famous owners of the Hope Diamond, and he met a tragic fate as he was beheaded, along with his wife, Queen Marie Antoinette. Eventually, the Hope Diamond was donated to the Smithsonian Institution and is currently on display in the Gem and Mineral Collection at the National Museum of Natural History in Washington, D.C. 9. The Curse of the Romanovs. The Romanovs were the royal family of Russia in the late 19th century, but met their downfall due to an invisible force believed to be the sinister curse of Grigory Rasputin. Rasputin, a peasant by birth, was born in a small village in Siberia in 1869. From a young age, he possessed extraordinary healing abilities. Later, it was through this talent that he came to aid Alexei, the heir to the Russian throne, and gained the trust of Tsar Nicholas. However, this enigmatic figure faced numerous accusations of sexually exploiting young women. When he was exiled, he wrote a letter to Nicholas in December 1916, in which he prophesied his own death. Rasputin told the Tsar that if he were to be assassinated by the nobility, the royal family would surely perish, and the monarchy would be destroyed within a year. You will be killed by your own people. Russia will be plunged into crisis for 25 years. Indeed, Rasputin's words became a reality. The Russian monarchy vanished after the October Revolution in 1917. The Romanov family was brutally murdered a year later, including Nicholas II, the Queen, the Prince, 4 princesses, the royal physician, servants, nannies, and even the chef. 10. The Curse of the Murderous Mirror. For fans of horror stories, the tale of the Luis Alvarez 1743 mirror is certainly not unfamiliar. In 1743, the French artist Luis Alvarez created a beautiful mirror. However, just 2 days later, he suddenly passed away from a cerebral hemorrhage, marking the beginning of the murderous curse. Alvarez's mirror was sold at a grocery store, and when the store owner, Mr. Tessimer, bought it as a birthday gift for his wife, he also died shortly after the first glance in the mirror due to a cerebral hemorrhage. The cursed mirror was lost and passed through the hands of many owners over the span of more than 100 years. During that time, over 20 other people became victims of cerebral hemorrhages within only 3 days of owning the mirror. Rumors of the curse of the deathly mirror began to spread throughout France, especially when a scientist named Dr. Smith also died after attempting to investigate the mysterious curse. The truth was only partially revealed with the involvement of Wayne, an American archaeologist. Through his efforts, he received the wooden case containing the mirror from Dr. Smith's granddaughter. However, it was strange that the age testing experiment on the mirror showed that the mirror's surface had been replaced, indicating it was only slightly over 100 years old, instead of the original Luis Alvarez 1743 mirror that had gone missing. Wayne was puzzled as to why people still perish due to the mirror until he witnessed his 2 pet mice die of cerebral hemorrhages next to the mirror while he was away. Wayne immediately suspected that the murderous culprit was the wooden frame of the mirror. He took some wood fragments from the frame for testing. Wayne discovered that the frame was made of kora wood, a type of tree that emits a highly toxic gas upon exposure to strong light. Inhaling this gas would cause blockages and ruptures in the blood vessels, leading to cerebral hemorrhages and death. Wayne had seemingly solved the curse that had persisted for nearly 300 years. However, when he was about to announce his research findings, the mirror vanished into thin air. Without any tangible evidence, the story of the murderous mirror was once again shrouded in a new veil of mystery. 11. The Curse of the Gloomy Sunday Song. Gloomy Sunday is one of the most terrifying musical compositions of all time. The song was composed by pianist Resso Searses on a gloomy rainy Sunday in 1932 in Paris. The piece portrays the feelings of anguish and extreme despair of an artist rejected by a lost love. After its creation, this chilling song quickly spread disaster around the world. Media outlets everywhere reported on mysterious deaths occurring in the United States and Europe. The common thread among these deaths was that the victims committed suicide after listening to Gloomy Sunday or while holding the sheet music before passing away. The climax of the tragedy was when Resso's former lover also died because of this piece. In 1968, Resso himself ended his life, tormented by the murderous, spiritual child he had created. In an attempt to prevent the curse of this song, the British media even issued a ban on broadcasting Gloomy Sunday. Later on, researchers provided various explanations for the curse of Gloomy Sunday. According to them, at the time the song was released, the world was burdened with the Great Depression of 1929 to 1933. Therefore, the melancholic music strongly influenced people's psychology, causing many to lose direction, fall into depression, and commit suicide. Along with that, the weaving of public opinion also contributed to the terrifying curse surrounding this song. However, this is just a hypothesis. The truth behind this terrifying song still holds many mysteries yet to be discovered.